Deep in the heart of Japan during a time of rapid growth and innovation, a small car began to challenge the rules of the road. Its design was sharp and its spirit daring, and it carried the dreams of an automotive company venturing into uncharted territory. In a world filled with ordinary vehicles, this compact machine held secrets that few would ever know. With every turn of the engine, it whispered stories of a bygone era when simple ideas met practical engineering. Its smooth, aerodynamic curves and a roof that could be removed to let the open air in hinted at hidden possibilities. At first glance, it might seem modest, but beneath its unassuming exterior lay a tale of quiet determination, clever design, and hard work. The Toyota Sports 800 holds a special place as the first production sports car built by Toyota. Born from the idea of the Toyota Publica sports concept shown at the 1962 Tokyo Motor Show, the production model was introduced in April 1965. In transforming the show concept into a market-ready car, Toyota replaced the original sliding canopy with conventional doors and a removable aluminum roof panel known as a targa roof. This roof could be stored neatly in the trunk when not in use. The design, influenced by aerodynamic thinking, was the work of designer Shozo Sato and engineer Tatsuo Hasegawa. Mr. Hasegawa, who had spent time designing aircraft during the Second World War, helped shape a vehicle that was both light and nimble. The production version, with the chassis code UP15, was built on the platform of the Toyota Publica, an economical compact car. To give the new sports car a bit more power, Toyota increased the engine displacement from 700 cubic centimeters to 790 cubic centimeters. The engine, a two-cylinder boxer with air cooling, produced 45 horsepower at 5,400 revolutions per minute and delivered approximately 49 pound-feet of torque. This power was managed through a 4-speed manual transmission that sent energy to the rear wheels. Even with modest power by modern standards, the light curb weight of about 1,280 pounds helped the car reach a top speed of around 96 miles per hour and complete the 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint in roughly 13 seconds. Every aspect of the Sports 800 was designed to keep the car as light as possible. The body used a mix of thin-gauge steel for the unibody construction, along with aluminum panels in key areas, including the removable roof and even the seat frames during the early years of production. These measures allowed the vehicle to maintain a curb weight that contributed to its agile handling and respectable fuel efficiency. Some sources note fuel consumption figures that allowed the car to run impressive distances with little fuel, a quality that would later prove useful in endurance racing. Between 1965 and 1969, a total of approximately 3,131 units were produced. The production figures were spread over the years, with about 1,235 cars built in 1965, 703 in 1966, 538 in 1967, 440 in 1968, and 215 in 1969. Most of these cars were built with right-hand drive, as was standard in Japan. However, around 300 examples were made with left-hand drive for the Okinawa market, a region where, due to American influence, vehicles drove on the right side of the road. In addition, a small batch of about 40 left-hand drive models was retained in the United States for testing purposes. Over time, only about 10% of all the Sports 800 produced have survived, with the majority of surviving examples found in Japan. The car's compact dimensions also played an important role in its character. Its overall length measured roughly 141 inches, the width was about 57.7 inches, and the height came to approximately 46.3 inches, while the wheelbase was nearly 78.7 inches. These small dimensions, when combined with the low engine placement and the aerodynamic shape of the body, gave the Sports 800 a distinct appearance and contributed to its performance on both city streets and racetracks. In terms of performance, the Sports 800 was not designed to compete with high-powered sports cars, but to offer an engaging driving experience in a small and practical package. The two-cylinder engine, though simple, was tuned to provide a responsive feel. With dual carburetors and a slightly increased displacement compared to its Publica sibling, the engine provided enough power to make the car lively. Its performance figures, modest by today's standards, were well matched to the lightweight construction of the vehicle, allowing it to handle corners with a degree of agility that pleased drivers at the time. The engineering choices behind the Sports 800 were a study in balancing cost, performance, and simplicity. By using components already developed for the Toyota Publica, Toyota was able to keep production costs low while still offering a vehicle with sporting pretensions. The use of a two-cylinder boxer engine was not only a matter of cost savings, but also of packaging efficiency. The flat layout of the engine allowed it to sit low in the chassis, which in turn lowered the car's center of gravity and improved its handling characteristics. This clever use of space would become a recurring theme in many of Toyota's later sports cars. The Sports 800 also made its mark on the racetrack. It found success in domestic motorsport events, where its combination of lightweight, aerodynamic design, and fuel efficiency gave it an edge in endurance competitions. One notable instance was during the 1967 Fuji 24-hour race, where the Sports 800 managed to secure a respectable position in its class, even though larger and more powerful cars like the Toyota 2000 GT also competed in the same event. In another endurance contest, the Toyota Sports 800 was entered in the inaugural Suzuka 500-kilometer race. In that race, the car's efficient fuel consumption allowed it to complete the race distance without a pit stop, a feat that caught the attention of race organizers and competitors alike. The car's ability to run for long periods with minimal fuel was a direct result of its efficient design and low weight. Despite its racing credentials, the Sports 800 was also a car for everyday use. Many young drivers in Japan in the 1960s saw the Sports 800 as their first taste of a car that offered both style and performance. Its compact size made it easy to maneuver in crowded urban areas, and its simple mechanical design meant that it was relatively easy to maintain. The combination of these factors helped the car gain a loyal following among those who appreciated practical performance over flashy extravagance. In addition to the standard production model, Toyota experimented with new ideas using the Sports 800 platform. For the 1979 Tokyo Motor Show, Toyota produced a one-off prototype known as the Sports 800 gas turbine hybrid. In this version, a small gas turbine engine was used to drive a generator, which in turn powered an electric motor through a two-speed transmission. Although this hybrid experiment was never put into production, it demonstrated Toyota's willingness to explore alternative powertrain technologies even in the early days of sports car development. Later, in 2010, the body of the Sports 800 served as the basis for electric concept cars called the Sports EV and Sports EV Twin. These projects underscored the lasting impact of the Sports 800's design and engineering ideas. The influence of the Sports 800 extends beyond its own production years. The compact sports car helped pave the way for later models such as the Toyota 2000 GT and the Toyota MR2. Many of the design principles, such as low weight, aerodynamic efficiency, and clever packaging of the engine, would be seen again in Toyota's subsequent sports cars. In this way, the Sports 800 is not just a relic of the past, but a building block in the evolution of Japanese sports cars. Its modest performance and simple design set standards that would inspire later innovations at Toyota.